The Spark Within: How Ordinary People Ignite Extraordinary Change in an Era Where Headlines Often Reflect Division Rather Than Unity. The power to inspire change lies in the hands of those who dare to act. This is not merely about grand gestures or political movements, it's about the quiet determination of everyday individuals who recognize that transformation begins within. From grassroots initiatives to digital campaigns, the tools available today allow anyone with passion and purpose to contribute meaningfully. The journey toward impactful change starts with understanding what truly motivates people to take action. The psychology behind activism: why we rise up. Humans are wired for connection and collective action. When we witness injustice or envision a better future, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward and motivation, encouraging us to pursue meaningful goals. This biological response explains why protests, community projects, and advocacy efforts resonate so deeply. It taps into our primal need for belonging while fulfilling our desire to leave a legacy. Emotional triggers play a crucial role. Fear of loss: seeing loved ones affected by systemic issues can be a powerful catalyst for action. Moral outrage: witnessing ethical violations activates the brain's amygdala, creating urgency. Hope for progress: visualizing positive outcomes releases serotonin, reinforcing commitment. Cognitive dissonance also fuels activism when personal values clash with societal norms. This internal conflict, ###introduction paragraphs. First para: introduce the concept of change starting within individuals, highlighting modern tools enabling participation. Second para: emphasize the importance of understanding motivations behind taking action. Section 1: The psychology behind activism. Explore scientific reasons people engage in activism, biology, emotions, cognitive aspects. Dopamine release upon witnessing injustice, emotional triggers, fear, hope, cognitive dissonance driving action. Use bullet list for key points. Section 2: Crafting compelling narratives. Discuss effective storytelling techniques used in successful movements. Storytelling elements: imagery, relatability, calls to action. Examples: Greta Thunberg, #MeToo. Bullet list of 3 core narrative components. Section 3: Bridging divides through inclusivity. Importance of intersectionality and inclusive practices in building broad-based movements. Safe dialogues: amplifying marginalized voices, accessible communication, intersectional approach addressing interconnected oppressions. List of inclusivity strategies. Section 4: Leveraging technology. Modern tools enhancing activism reach and efficiency, alongside inherent challenges. Tech benefits: blockchain transparency, AI analytics, VR immersion, challenges, misinformation, digital inequality. List of 5 tech innovations. Section 5: Power of small actions. Highlight cumulative effect of individual decisions leading to societal shifts. Daily choices impacting long-term change. Examples: sustainability, voting, volunteering. List of impactful daily actions. Section 6: Building resilience. Practical advice for sustaining energy and preventing burnout during activism journeys. Support networks, self-care, flexibility, celebrating milestones. List of 4 resilience building strategies. Section 7: Creating lasting impact. Moving beyond immediate solutions towards systemic transformation. Educational reform, policy advocacy, community empowerment. List of 4 pillars for durable change. Conclusion: Summarize key messages and encourage reader participation. Recap the journey from individual choice to global impact. Final call to action, emphasizing the value of each person's contribution. Ensure conclusion stays concise with 2 brief paragraphs. We'll check for adherence to formatting specifications, including correct opening, width, and closure. The Spark Within: How Ordinary People Ignite Extraordinary Change in an Era Where Headlines Often Reflect Division Rather Than Unity. The power to inspire change lies in the hands of those who dare to act. This is not merely about grand gestures or political movements, it's about the quiet determination of everyday individuals who recognize that transformation begins within. From grassroots initiatives to digital campaigns, the tools available today allow anyone with passion and purpose to contribute meaningfully. The journey toward impactful change starts with understanding what truly motivates people to take action. The psychology behind activism, why we rise up. Humans are wired for connection and collective action. When we witness injustice or envision a better future, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with reward and motivation, encouraging us to pursue meaningful goals. This biological response explains why protests, community projects, and advocacy efforts resonate so deeply. It taps into our primal need for belonging while fulfilling our desire to leave a legacy. Emotional triggers play a crucial role. Fear of loss, seeing loved ones affected by systemic issues can be a powerful catalyst for action. Moral outrage, witnessing ethical violations activates the brain's amygdala, creating urgency. Hope for progress, visualizing positive outcomes releases serotonin, reinforcing commitment. Cognitive dissonance also fuels activism when personal values clash with societal norms. This internal conflict creates psychological pressure to align behavior with beliefs through tangible actions. Understanding these mechanisms helps explain how seemingly small acts of resistance can snowball into widespread movements. It's not just about anger, it's about alignment between who we are and what we believe the world should be. Crafting compelling narratives that move masses. A great movement needs a story that resonates beyond statistics and policy papers. Effective narratives connect emotionally while presenting clear stakes and solutions. 3 essential elements define transformative storytelling: vivid imagery. Painting mental pictures through metaphors makes abstract ideas concrete. Relatable characters, human faces behind causes create emotional investment. Calls to action, clear next steps empower audiences to participate actively. Consider Greta Thunberg's climate strikes. They weren't just about carbon emissions. They were about a young girl demanding accountability from leaders who had failed generations before her. Similarly, the #MeToo movement gained momentum because survivors shared their stories as relatable experiences rather than legal arguments. These narratives transformed complex issues into universal struggles. Bridging divides through inclusive movements. Sustainable change requires uniting diverse voices under common objectives. Exclusive approaches risk alienating potential allies and diluting impact. Successful movements build bridges across cultural, economic, and ideological lines. They recognize that just as issues intersect, climate change affects marginalized communities disproportionately, just as gender equality impacts all sectors of society. To foster inclusivity, create safe spaces for dialogue without judgment or exclusion. Amplify underrepresented perspectives. Prioritize accessibility in communication methods. Intersectional frameworks help identify overlapping systems of oppression, ensuring strategies address root causes rather than symptoms alone. When movements embrace diversity, they gain broader support networks and more creative problem-solving capabilities. This collective strength becomes a formidable force against entrenched injustices. Leveraging technology for modern activism. Digital platforms have revolutionized how activists organize, communicate, and mobilize resources. Social media enables real-time information sharing at unprecedented speeds. 5 technological advancements reshaping activism. Blockchain technology for transparent donation tracking. AI-powered analytics for targeted outreach. Virtual reality simulations showing lived realities of oppressed groups. Decentralized organizing structures reducing single points of failure. Mobile apps facilitating micro-volunteering opportunities. However, technology also presents challenges like misinformation spread and digital divides limiting access for some populations. Ethical considerations must accompany every innovation. Balancing online engagement with offline presence remains critical. Digital tools should enhance, not replace, the human connections that drive authentic change. The power of small actions, ripple effects of individual choices. While large-scale reforms capture headlines, incremental changes often yield lasting results. Every conscious decision contributes to shifting societal norms over time. Examples of impactful daily choices include choosing sustainable products, supporting eco-friendly businesses, voting in local elections to influence policies affecting communities, volunteering at shelters or educational programs. These actions may seem minor individually but collectively form waves of transformation. They demonstrate that everyone has agency regardless of position or privilege. Small acts also serve as seeds for larger movements. A neighborhood cleanup campaign might evolve into citywide environmental regulations through persistent citizen involvement. Building resilience against setbacks, activists inevitably face opposition, burnout, and discouragement. Developing resilience becomes vital for long-term success in any cause. Strategies for maintaining perseverance. Establish strong support networks among peers, practice self-care routines to prevent exhaustion, set realistic expectations about progress timelines, focus on celebrating small victories along the way. Resilient movements adapt rather than rigidly adhering to initial plans. Flexibility allows them to navigate changing circumstances effectively. Remember that setbacks don't negate previous work, they simply indicate the need for new approaches. Learning from failures builds stronger foundations for future successes. Creating lasting impact beyond immediate goals. Sustainable change demands looking beyond temporary fixes towards structural transformations. Short-term wins provide momentum but require ongoing effort to become permanent fixtures. For pillars of enduring impact, educational reform to cultivate informed citizens, policy advocacy targeting root causes rather than surface-level problems, community empowerment fostering self-sufficiency, intergenerational knowledge transfer ensuring continuity. Long-term vision prevents movements from becoming reactive rather than proactive. It shifts focus from crisis management to systematic improvement. By investing in capacity building and institutional memory, activist groups ensure their work continues even after current members move on or face obstacles. Conclusion: the path to inspiring change is neither linear nor easy, but it's profoundly rewarding. From individual actions to collective movements, each step contributes to shaping a better world. Whether you're joining an established organization or starting your own initiative, remember that every voice matters. Your commitment to justice and equity can ignite sparks that eventually become blazing fires of transformation.